for AAG 2023. This first game will be a women's game between Namibia and Malawi, and I'm joined in commentary.
Men's or women's for quite a while, so we're looking forward to a good few days of international hockey here between all these countries that are playing. These are the Central and Southern African countries that are trying to qualify for the All Africa Games next year. That were the actual All Africa Games next year, and then from there, obviously, they'll have to qualify. I think it's top 3 in the All Africa Games to be able to qualify for
to the finals. I'm assuming there'll be at least 2 that will go from there. So still a long road for any team here today.
Very much so. I mean, we've got that, so it's all very new to them and exciting to have these sort of teams taking part in these sort of competitions.
Well, the Philander, no, correction, Petro Stiffberg, who's the goalkeeper, so that's highest capped on 22, alongside Jerica.
Definitely, Dirk, and I think you'll see that experience coming out in Namibia, even though a lot of these players are quite young in terms of...
So big expectation from Namibia. No doubt Malawi expected would be the underdogs in this encounter.
Very much so. Without that pressure being on them, of course, there's always the pressure of playing for your country, having traveled all the way here to Zimbabwe to be able to... It's still a big deal when you've got sponsors and a lot of people back home who've provided for you to be here.
So push comes out and the ref is going to call, or the umpire rather, for Namibia. Bartlett off the back into the circle, gets the shot away and lifted. Be a Malawi, the third one being Zimbabwe. What would the expectation be from a Zimbabwe?
Been fortunate enough to be around this AstroTurf over the past couple of weeks and watch the Zimbabwe women warm up. They'll want to come out and show people just what they're capable of, especially the new youngsters in the Zimbabwe side. We've got a lot of girls who've come up from the under-21
event. We'll see a women's game now into the D4, and now a chance for Malawi to clear. And the in Namibia and Malawi, do you know if they have AstroTurf? The assumption is that the big countries, they would wonder why no one would have AstroTurf. He has a chance for Namibia. It looks like number 11 to me for Namibia. Scores the first goal for Namibia and the first goal of this tournament here in Harare.
It is understood that Namibia do have a few more turfs than, let's say, we do here in Zimbabwe. As I said, getting them on top early here in the first quarter of this match between Namibia and Malawi.
So off the back.
That goal in there, being in the right position and making sure she tapped it past the goalkeeper.
Oh, I was listening to you, I promise. So Namibia has a couple of turfs. A reminder, anyone out listening there, Zimbabwe have, well, they had 3 active turfs. Aaron, problems, so 2 we've got. Malawi got any, do you know?
I'm not very well informed about Malawi's turf capabilities, and then gone to turf competitions. It is tough to adjust. Hopefully Malawi can find their form line there by the short corner base lady. She was on the post. Namibia get the ball back in, looking for another deflection, and that goes out the back for a 16-yard head out. Taking advantage of their inexperience and the nerves, I would say, of well, a lot of these going out on the left-hand side for them, looking to try get another attack here and increase their lead from 2-0. Pass going wide, just wide of the keeper there. That Malawi defensive unit trying to get the ball out the back. Through to the other side of the field, where for the first time in this game, the ball will be in Namibia's defense up to the task though. Malawi still in possession. Ball out on the side. Sorry, correction there. It's hit one of the Namibian players' feet just outside the D. Umpire Cynthia Clement making attempted entry into the D. Namibia's defensive picked it up and looking to get a counter attack here. Missed trap by Namibia's midfielder here by the Namibians.
Yeah, Malawi first chance into Namibia's half, and we're down the line back to the top D. He has a chance for Namibia, and maybe off a foot of her fellow Namibian or obstruction. So chances for Namibia.
especially having a team like Zimbabwe in their group. It may very well come down to goal difference to see who wins this or gets into the final for this group.
Chance again for Namibia. Looks like the first goal scorer. Goal difference in this tournament. Unfortunately for Malawi, if they're not going to beat any of those teams, then the goal differences really become irrelevant because there's only 3 teams in a pool, isn't there?
When it comes to playing a superior team that they know they're going to try to give their best and give their all, I think it comes down to the fact that if they can put pressure on.
It is for some countries a learning curve. You know, for Malawi, he has a chance again for 3-0 up. Here's another look. Went the goalkeeper and did not need a second invitation to find the back of the net.
FIH Pro League, where South Africa finally managed to qualify. Their first powerhouses of the game of hockey at the moment. But you fast forward
Well,
through exposure.
if I'm not mistaken, didn't South Africa play for bronze?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
they did. Yeah. So top is really important for all countries. So great to see Malawi making the effort. The question I've got, how come only...
But I do think it does come down to a lot of finance. At the moment in Central and Southern Africa, next door neighbors to us, you'd think they'd be able to get you quite easily. But it does become quite costly for tournaments.
So Namibia pressing again for a fourth.
Piece of equipment that's falling off the goalkeeper. That is actually the only difference between goalkeepers and field players, is the equipment that they're wearing. Malawi failing to clear. Namibia looking for their fourth. 3 of them in the D, unfortunately.
Remember, is men's and women's. There is a distinct difference in the pools, as Namibia in the men's side, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and in the women's, Zimbabwe, Malawi. Gets a shot away. Good work from the goalkeeper, and the umpire will give another short corner.
We do know that they've been having a lot of exposure to Netherlands hockey. Having that happen because we haven't seen them play a lot of hockey. We didn't have any video footage on them. We weren't sure what type of hockey they were going to play, and I think we did get a bit of a very structured Netherlands way of playing, and it took us a bit by surprise. And that'll be a bit of a grudge match, obviously, in this. There by Namibia, they still have the ball in the D, and losing out on trying to get another short.
Rushing out to stop that short corner, and successful on this occasion, Malawi. So 2 short corner opportunities go amiss. Back too soft, handing back possession to Namibia. Right round the back. Now the near side for Namibia.
As I say that, they get the ball back across the goal. Good save by Matingele again, who's been goal. Looking for the short corner, and they get it.
Well, I think the Malawi goalkeeper is going to get her money's worth.
No, definitely, Dirk. I think this is why, if you ask goalkeepers themselves, the keeper, you got to love things like this because, as you say, we're only in the first quarter, and I think they for her in goal.
Correct. Well, we spoke about Malawi needing exposure.
Retake of the short corner, another slap in. Brilliant defense. Drops her stick over. Another shot, just missing the far corner.
If you can hear it in our commentary microphones, the Malawi bench is right in front of the way of everything Namibia's thrown at them. Yes, unfortunately, 3 have gone into the end of the first quarter for Malawi. Is how do we keep on to some possession?
In the second quarter, I think it would be disappointing for them to not learn from the mistakes of the first quarter. Here we see them already putting pressure, just letting it run out the back, unfortunately. Probably one of their best opportunities. Looking for the player in the D. Keeper and the player, that ball just going out the back for another 16. But Namibia making sure.
They've just got to be careful, Malawi, that they don't have all their players up like on that occasion. They fall short on defense. The end of the...
back to try and get the ball out a little bit more easily. Some very good defense there already in the spirit. Good pressure being put on by the Malawi midfielders. Namibia getting the call there for a harsh tackle, I believe. Namibian midfielders now under a bit more pressure from Namibia, attacking up on the right. Another circle entry, push pass. Keeper making a good save. Ooh, this could be dangerous for Malawi. Urged on by Malawi's pressure on them in the midfield. Unfortunately, that clearance going straight to number 9 there.
The goalkeeper instead of the ball, and it was an open goal for Namibia to make it 4-0 and just losing out.
Is clearly not something that worked for them in the first quarter, so they're going to have to look at maybe using their width a little bit more.
It looks like she's complaining about her knee. I think it got her on the ankle though.
I think it might have been the follow through of the stick, not the actual ball.
There's a look again. Oh, she grabbed the... Did she grab her foot?
She good. Seems to be alright.
Yeah, good news is she's on her...
happy to see her running off of her own accord though.
So here we go. For Malawi.
Good physical contest there. Lost by the Malawi girl in terms of staying on her feet, but won in terms of getting the blow. Definitely a hand coming out there. Good pressure up front from Namibia. Not able to hold on to it. Still under pressure here, Malawi, though. Trying to clear the ball out. Seem to be losing a little bit of their shape. Namibia up front, Dirk. I don't know what you think. They seem to be rushing a bit more than they were in the first.
And maybe Namibia just trying to push the agenda too hard, because we've seen some opportunities. Structure is good, but they're just making silly little mistakes and losing out on opportunities.
Very much so. And if there's anything to go by from any Namibia's ball on the 5-meter line, if you get any African team with their tail up, let's say Malawi get a breakaway goal here, it can turn it...
Before using the full width.
That's
First time!
Cracker of a goal. I believe that's a set back. Popped off the back of one of the Malawian players. That's Jamie Gillies, who's managed to goal for Namibia. Breaking away here again. Dribbled through, well stopped by the defense, getting that foot.
So her first game.
Of course she does, yes. Yeah, first game, first FIH approved game, and she's got 2 on.
That Namibia maybe, or rather Malawi, have struggled with, and we'll see their fitness a little bit later. Haven't been able to cover as much space.
Entrance into the Dia. Backstick shot across goal. Missed out on the far post there, did Namibia. And those are the sort of goals that you want to say the person who took the shot did everything that she was meant to, just missing the soft tap-in on the far post there.
So again, chance for Malawi.
Right midfield there by the Namibian player. This is going to prove to be a problem for Malawi going forward if they keep leaving those mid-center midfielders of Namibia unmarked. As we've seen Namibia do very well, they're using to get back into their final quarter and keep attacking the goals and the D.
Well, that last move, 3 girls from the defense, non-existent from Malawi.
Uncharacteristic, bad, well, not bad, I want to say soft pass from Namibia there, and it's still the Malawi player didn't manage to get there. Another circle entry. Missed trap by Namibia in the D. Malawi trying to take it quickly, but not from in line with where the infringement happened. Umpire Hajka insisting on where the infringement took place, making sure it's taken in the correct spot. Ooh, that's a finely cleared by the Malawi right back.
So 7 minutes left in the second quarter. A chance to regather. We spoke about the end of the first quarter, just saying if they can find a way that Malawi haven't been able to do enough of that.
I agree, yes. Dirk, as we said, their defensive unit hasn't really seen much of the ball, and when they have seen the ball, and Malawi's been there to put some forward, when that pressure has been put on the Namibian defense, they have, as you say, not crumbled, but the cracks do start.
I was just looking at these team sheets again, and we don't have too much information. 2 17-year-olds playing. There's a chance again. It goes just left. So 2 17-year-olds. So some youth, who knows where they can maybe get to.
We've definitely seen a few bits of flair from them so far. 2 of the So Namibia will have another short corner. If I'm not mistaken, they haven't scored from one of these yet, Dirk.
They haven't. So we wait and see. They've had enough chances. If anything, they're getting short corner practice for the rest of the tournament. Because I got told that you knew everything, Red.
I would have to check up where those are happening next year. I've been hit the Namibian player below the knee and judged the foot by umpire Hajka. And then make sure that they do well in this tournament, and then we'll start focusing on getting them to the All Africa Games once they've won. Yes, I could. I was unavailable for this tournament. I recently went away to get married. At that team sheet, you say one of the oldest players there being 30. I'm a bit north of that. So there are a lot of youngsters coming through, but if the opportunity
should have been selected. I hope your wife's not sitting at home watching. Congratulations. I didn't know you went and got married.
Thank you very much, Turk. No, it's bravely stopped by Namibia, and you should be able to hear the Malawian bench.
It's not tested yet, and on that occasion, falling short. There just weren't any players there, and maybe they feeling that they don't. In the end, the defense was decent.
I must admit, I thought she may have held on to it a bit too long, but as she crossed that D-line, the ball went out the hatch here. Shot on goal. No, just wide. And that pressure being put on by Malawi over the stick. Well picked up by the left midfielder. Looking for that counter again, Namibia. Not able to find an... Malawi managing to steal it. That is a very poor tackle by the Namibian defender. Time has stopped there. I felt like umpire Hajka was going to have a...
Chance for Malawi. Oh, it's come off her foot.
Definitely a bit more impetus, but yeah, back down the left-hand side of the field. Again, those players getting the ball in plenty of space, having a time to look and see where the next player...
Well, we were just talking about the Malawian defense, you know, for 2 minutes there. Another look at that.
I suppose you could say that Malawian defenders probably should have stopped that before it got...
So Malawi just letting themselves down there. We had 2-3 minutes of now back under pressure. That's good defense. It's well done.
Well done by Malawi there. Getting the ball out, but still under pressure. It's to a 16-yard hit out. Yeah, there was a good bit of momentum for Malawi there after that short corner. The short corner not going their way, but they did manage to, after you've been putting a lot of pressure. A short corner awarded there, player not getting 5. There'll be a card given. I'm sure Namibia will be keen to try and put this away, having...
Hello. Don't tell Pig green cards back on. Well, it's only a matter of time.
Yep.
I had enough of them.
Number 8, yeah, onto the left forward. She's got plenty of time to decide where she wants to put this and pick out her player in the right-hand side as they come back in and attack again.
Yeah, the pass was weak. But again, defense is and maybe a regroup for Malawi.
This does seem to be their toughest. Seem to be trying to crack it through Namibia, and Namibia have been up to the task of stopping the ball and getting a counter-attack going.
For All Africa Games 2023, our first women's match, Namibia versus Malawi, and
lots of chat behind us where the players were taking their rest. Been much better on that front, but Rhett, it's going.
The fitness, especially if they keep giving away possession, problem that they have of getting the ball out of their defensive quarter, they're going to be Namibia and then lost down the sideline. So keeping possession barely in the first few seconds and looking to be a bit more positive at defensive unit, working the ball up the left-hand side, looking for an open pass, missed pressures on the Namibian defense. Good clearance there by keeper Matsengele. Namibian player was marked, but missed by the Malawi defender and getting a touch on it, but
Not expecting the ball. Again, trying to get the ball into the D. And
defender, you'll find some of these players in the Namibian camp who have played a few more games and got a few more caps. You know what sort of runs are going to be taking place. That hitting the foot just outside the D. Off the stick of one of the Malawi defenders, deflecting it past her own goalkeeper, unfortunately.
it looks like number 19 who's claimed that one. Myberg, the player, Namibia, way too much time on the ball when getting a shot away on target. And they...
Malawians seem to be another one of their downfalls at the moment, unfortunate. The Malawian passes tending to be a bit more erratic, and if they are to their player, the keeper able to stop that onslaught and get that ball out to the right space. A bit of a soft giveaway cross, but a missed trap bouncing off the leg of the Namibian.
Great from Namibia, but able to get away with it this time. So now happy to just reach players behind the ball for Malawi. The challenge though is that
Given as a long corner by looking for that back stick, and that's just bobbled out the back for a 16-yard hit out. My mistake, sorry, no, that's another long ball pass there, shot here. Just going over the goals. Keep them later, but we do have some players in the team who can absolutely smash some of those back stick shots, and if you see it, you're lucky. I believe so. I have the sort of highlights of goals getting scored like that, and I think international players are not immune to the fact of watching the shot away, looking for the short corner. Malawi being 7-0 up and wanting to score an absolute banger from the baseline.
to get yourself in the right place, because sometimes you don't have that time to do that.
Shot on goal, and another soft tap in on the left post there. Namibian player who popped it to the player on the post and managed to tap that in for another soft goal. Making your question, Dirk, if I'm a big fan of players, player has scored from that position in practice and has done it before, I'm capable of before, and they try it at this level. It's
A nice little crowd in here at the St. John's turf. No doubt they're here to warm their this time. Gets a good solid boot on it, unlike the last goal. 16-yard for Namibia. Lots of space again.
the major problems with that, as you said earlier, Dirk. Was a foot there.
Yet in this third quarter.
Attacking quarter, trying to put some pressure on Malawi. Malawi just letting them play around with the ball. They've able to, by the Malawi keeper, she's managed to get herself in the way there. Another one coming across goal. Those far post players should be tapping those in as soon as they get the ball.
Who gets her second. And all of a sudden, approaching double figures are Namibia. 9. Well, no advantage. Or saying it lifted. I thought that came off a Malawian stick.
I think it did as well. I think the controlling from the Namibian player might have been with the back stick. That's all I can possibly see as what might have been blown there. Width at the back a bit more to try and get the ball out of these defensive positions. That ball going out for a long corner. They've not just resorted to trying to crack it out the back. They've seen that 8, I apologize, Kruger, looking for a second goal at the top of the D. Namibia, a foot race to get into their own half and defend the ball. That Malawi are fine attacking effort of getting the ball into the final quarter. Nice little 1-2 there. They're cracking it in, looking for that circle entry. Namibian defenders up to the task this time. Malawi with another chance at attacking in the Namibia's half. Looking for that switch. Missed trap. A foot there just outside the D, ending Malawi's short stint of attacking. Malawi going back to their tactic from the first half of just trying to crack it out and giving Namibia a goal. That one being a bit closer to what you were saying earlier, Dirk. She's obviously a lot more confident on her back stick, and that didn't seem too far away. Circle entry at the top, well defended this time by Malawi. The calmer and more composed you are with those backstick shots, the more you can time it, almost like a cricket shot.
Yeah, regardless of what the score line is, open again for them, not really defending their markers. There's a player.
That's carelessly hit out the baseline, and that'll result in another short corner for Namibia.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first short corner of the third quarter. Now, I would safely say, I don't have the stats for you, but they've probably had at least 10 short corner attempts. Easy goal for Namibia.
Younger of the Krugers taking the pull out here. They've moved slightly to the right. A bit unlucky for Malawi there. It looked like it might have gone wide, and after the postman missed it, but it bounced fortuitously to the Namibia.
Count here as we enter double digits for Namibia. 10-0 now, their lead.
That being a much more clinical short corner by them. They seem to be a lot more in control in that short corner. Passes wide open in the wide on the side. I wouldn't say that was technically sound, but they've got the result that they want, getting the ball away from the.
And it's been a Goliath defensive effort from Malawi. The scoreline, unfortunately, does not favor that. Often try and stop them getting out of their sort of 22.
Malawi's press in the first half of this game was actually quite impressive. That's where we were. Middle and wide again by Namibia. That's very nicely done. A lot of time here on the right for Jericho. Malawi back in possession. Can she find one of her own players and make a pass here? Bit of a careless plop over the stick. We defend up.
Yeah, she's done well. That's really good defense.
Makunganya, I think it is, who's managed to hassle that away from the Namibian player and get that out. Ball into the D again. Yeah, the whistle going for the end of the third quarter. Namibia leading 10-0.
So we're all set for the fourth and versus Malawi. That is not a typo, I'm afraid. It is Namibia 10, Malawi. They were brave in defense in that third quarter, but it was all Namibia. And that one just pushed a bit.
And as we mentioned before, the top two qualifying teams for the men and women here will be going through to that All-Africa Games on AstroTurf. We were talking about, this is wide open goal here. Brilliant. Pass straight back to the Namibian forward, who unfortunately puts it onto her foot. Finished their third AstroTurf. So our Zimbabwean men might actually be touring them later this year to have a bilateral entry. Well stopped again by the Malawian keeper. Namibia still in possession of the ball. Malawi to recycle this and get it back in as quickly as possible.
Well, start of the fourth quarter, Namibia's been on fire. They've had Namibia, but yeah, they come again
Ooh, that's badly lifted.
Yeah.
First short corner of this goal from that with the rebound off the post and then pushing that in. It's put in. They've gone to that same castle. It's a missed trap. They seem to carry. And another short corner awarded there for Namibia.
Yeah, Malawi just guilty there on that last short corner. Namibia been really good. On other occasions, they've just been ball watching a little bit. But a chance again.
Standing and watching whilst the ball is anywhere, either in or around your D. Looking for the clearance, straight back to the Namibian. Seems not. Seems like a 16-yard hit out will be taken there. And without that aerial option, it makes it very tough for them to hold on to possession and stop this onslaught from the Namibians as they look for their next serve.
It came off something from Malawi. Is it not a long
there was
corner?
a Malawian foot there. I think they were asking, Namibians were asking. Number 9, Jericho Bartlett taking the hit out. It's gone across goal. Has anybody got a touch on that? I think that's talking about the aerials. There's the first one we've seen from the Malawian team. Well stopped, if desperately stopped by... One deflected out the back by the Malawians. They have been rolling their subs, stayed on as that's gone across the goal into the Malawians' foot on the P-spot, and that's resulted scoring a goal. You come and have a bit of a breather, grab some water before you get subbed back on. That way. Namibia choosing to swap up the sides. They take the short corner. This is something we don't see very often. Blow comes out, good injection, good stop, looking for a crack. She's missed that. And Malawi with the chance to counter-attack here if she forward. Shimming, who's already scored 2 goals, not managing to take advantage of that pass into the D there. It seems like some more midfielders have come back, but the movement into space
and just lay
onslaught of Namibian attack coming at them as Namibia look to do just that. Get a quick attack into the D, and that has definitely, obviously that's bash the ball out from the back that they tried to use in the first quarter isn't working. They've got their midfield dropped, but once again, no midfielder there for number 7. Has been a bit tough on the Malawian defense to try and get that ball out unassisted. Bit of space in the D for the Namibians, and she's got across very quickly to save that one. Another save by her. Malawians looking to get that out. Taking things into her own hands. She's lifted that quite dangerously, unfortunately.
Well, interesting as the scoreline sits 10-0. I think it's still 0-0 in this fourth quarter. That would be a great result for Namibia if they can keep them goalless in this last quarter.
As you say, that a good 0-0 as far as we see it in this quarter. And if the Malawians can hold out to that in this quarter, yet again that ball going to one of the Namibians. Submit to try and manufacture something there for Namibia. Another 60.
So Namibia's short corners in this.
I think as a coach, a Namibian coach, Dirk, with the Malawi having that sort of, I think they've got less than 10% of their goals have been scored from their, well, of this quarter for the Malawians and possibly the game. But she's done exceptionally well so far in this quarter. Vintage. 4 short corners. At an international level, you want to be looking to score 1 out of every 3 at least. Well defended by Malawi. Otherwise, that would have gone straight onto the stick. Managing to score from the last attempt from this angle. Trying something new here. Stopped. Oh, and then smashed and on the post there. Being her first cap for Namibia. It was a good connection, and Philander waiting there just well stopped and marked by the Malawian defense there. But we see the first goal of this quarter, Dirk. I would say.
Yeah, I suppose economies of scale, if you and a chance for them to clear again.
Bit of body checking there. by one of the Namibian girls.
Come off a Namibian boot. So another free hit for Malawi.
I think that's been as the Malawian goalkeeper has something she needs to fix on one of her kickers.
Yeah, it looks like a loose strap.
As the Malawians go there to fix that kicker. Not surprised. Almost going over the Malawian keeper, resulting that lift, resulting in another 16-yard hit out. Slowly looking for them to recycle it as the Namibian defense, as the Malawian forwards try to put some pressure on them here. Break up the right-hand side, and that ball just gets away from her, resulting in a Namibian ball on the left-hand side. A good baseline pass, looking for the cross in. Malawi up to the task. Plenty of free Namibians. A couple of the Namibian players asking for a short corner there, but not given. Seems like it was all Malawi taking another 16-yard hit out, looking for somebody on the far side there, which she's found. Both teams, even with the substitutions we've seen in Namibia, a lot more mistakes leaking into the game, even from the skillful Namibians.
Well, not much time left. Mouse is just a shade under 2 minutes. And a chance for Namibia. May time taking the short corner from the near side. Maybe just changing the angle a little bit.
It's not usually favored by hockey teams. A lot of the goal that you can take a shot off of, if that makes sense.
I'm so glad I invited you because I'm learning all the time, Rhett. There we go. He has a chance.
Going far post.
Oh, it's well defended. I think that came off a defender's stick. That was really good.
I think it did. Malawi contesting the ball there, trying to get it back. And managing to get that ball out to one of the forwards. First quarter. Could have been a dangerous pass there to the Namibian right forward. Will we be able to get a consolation breakaway goal here, or will Namibia be able to put even more of a lead? It is a long corner for the Namibians. For the Malawians, was that Namibian player 5 meters? The clock wind down here. Namibia continue to look for another attacking opportunity, which they find. It's gone into...
Goes the hooter, and the umpires will call end of the game. As a great effort from their goalkeeper, but Namibia will be happy with their start in the tournament.